5 tiers of classification. I'm going to pull up my notes here so I can give you these long Spanish names I don't know. And I'll tell you what each one means. All right, so the bottom level is called Vino de Mesa, which basically means country wine. The idea here is that they promise you that this is wine. And that's about it. Someone who makes a Vino de Mesa is not allowed to put the name of the region where their wine is from on the label. Not allowed to put the grape that's in the wine on the label. They're just allowed to say this is country wine and that we make it. So, hope you like it. It's usually considered to be, a bad thing to have this, but in Italy they have a range of wines called Super Tuscans, and these are people who make wines basically in Chianti, where they could follow the laws of Chianti and have it labeled as Chianti, but they said we don't like the laws of Chianti, so we're going to make a wine that will fall in the lowest level classification, but because of that we have full freedom to do whatever we want. That's to say that if someone makes a Albarino in Rias Baez, and they mix another grape in there, they do something wrong, and they get inspected, and it's discovered that they're not doing it exactly by the laws, they'll go on from being a DO, which is the second highest level, down to the Vino de Mesa, which is the lowest level, because they didn't follow the rules. Even though maybe the same grapes in the next bottle, and almost the same thing, they don't follow the rules, they lose their classification. A lot of winemakers will go to the lowest classification on purpose so they can experiment and do what they want to do, without having to worry about the government breathing down their back and saying, are you doing this right? Inspection, inspection, inspection. The second level is called Vinos de la Tierra. These are wines that are classified by the region from which they were grown and the grapes from which they're produced. So there are not many laws you can follow except for that the grapes will be from this place and they can be of this particular variety. The first 3 levels of wines I'm talking about we probably won't ever see because we live in America, and these are not valuable enough to be exported to the United States. So I'm talking right now about levels of wine that if you're in Spain, you want to drink what they drink there, and this is what they grew up on the hill, and and they'll.
So are these like essentially like shitty bottles of wine, or yeah, is it like the analogy, Wally?
The government of Spain is not willing to guarantee that they're good. That's what it comes down to.
Okay.
That's not saying about the whole thing.
But it's like a governmental quality control.
It's government quality control, but the government doesn't go and taste the wine and how good it is. They say we have laws that we follow.
Yeah.
So if you follow these laws, it'll be good. If someone else wants to go do something else and roll the dice, that's fine. We're just promise you that it's good.
To me.
What's that?
Sounds like communism.
As I was saying, it's very
Oh,
much.
did you mention communism?
An interesting point of this is that in the United States, with the history of the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, they came into being because people were selling patent medicines. So medicines you could buy by mail order, then you get a catalog, and the person would say, like snake oil. The person would say in the catalog, well, this will cure, your kids this, your kids that. And of course, your kids cured now because it's got heroin in it. And literally they were selling heroin and cocaine, things like this, through the mail.
Shipping dead babies in capsules over the Korean border.
I don't know about that.
Seriously, no.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I just read about it.
But in the United States,
What is this?
That is so going on the blog.
in the United States,
What a buzzkill.
there's something called patent medicines, which is just like someone will make something in a lab and send it to you and tell you
You think?
what is food with addictive drugs that we've never heard of at the time. So we created the Food and Drug Administration to prevent that from going on. Over time, they became a force to be reckoned with. Other countries have the same thing, but most of those countries got their FDA from wine labeling laws. That these existed to label their wines. And they said, you can look at the food too, you can look at the drugs too, because we need that now. But then the tradition started with the wine label. The third level is called. Sorry, it's called Vino y calidad producido en region determinada, which is basically right. It's taken from their stepping stone. In that if you're in one of the first 2 levels and you're trying as a winery to hit the 4th or 5th level, this is the region. This is the in between. Typically, the distinction by itself is more of a stepping stone to the next 2 levels. The next level is DO, Denominación de Origen Calificado, and that's what the Albarino is. And if you look at the bottle, if you want to pick up the bottle, look at it. Above the back label, this is another label that's just pasted on there. And that is the government stamp saying that this is a DO wine. And this is basically the lowest export level of wine, where they're promising you that the wine is from this place and the grapes from this place and of this varietal. And in the past, you could really expect that someone who followed these rules is going to make a pretty good wine. Most of the wines you're going to get out of Spain are going to be DO wines. The top level is DOP, Denominación de Origen Pago. And these are wines from a particular area, a particular grape, that have historically been known to make world quality wines. So this is the government coming to you and saying, well, you could be DO, but we've decided that you guy, are going to be our like #1 dude. So like 2 regions that are allowed to be DOP, and that's Rioja, which you probably all have heard of, and Priorat, which you'll be drinking for the next course. This is the highest level of in Spain, their highest guarantee that you'll like this bottle of wine. Because they're saying that they follow all the rules, they're drinking a prestigious place, and furthermore, of the prestigious places, this is one of the most prestigious. So, that's a little bit about the...
Is that like in America, double your money back if you don't like it?
It's a little bit like that, except that the government is the one who's doing it. It's not giving you money back.
Dang
But
it.
at the same time, like, this is very important then, because when you're exporting wine, you want to be able to have a standard to say that, you know, this wine is worth that money, I promise you. This is a stamp of approval, the DOP, stamp of approval that people trust. You know, if you're a wine purveyor, and you're buying a new wine, and like, well, we're brand new, but we are DOP certified.
Like good housekeeping seal.
You promise to the government that you're following all the rules that one would need to follow to make a good wine.
Fun with that right back.
The other set of labels you need to worry about with Spanish wines is their, what do they call it? Basically, they have a age tier
a picture of that.
in that you can sell food wines for higher levels if they be aged for longer. So the lowest level is Crianza. Crianza is a wine that's aged for at least 2 years, with at least 6 months being on oak. So if you buy a red wine, a lot of Riojas, like the Marqués de Riscal, which is the one everyone knows, the Rioja with the gold net around it, it's a Crianza, which means that they promise it aged for at least 2 years and 6 months of that oak. You can also have a Reserva. A Reserva has been aged for at least 3 years, with at least 1 year in oak, and a Grand Reserva, which has been aged for at least 5 years, 18 months in oak. Oak costs a lot of money, and aging wine costs a lot of money, because you made a product, and it's ready to sell. But rather than sell it, you're going to send it up in the basement for 5 years, hope there's no earthquakes, hope nothing horrible happens in these 5 years, and then it'll be better when I'm done, and it's kind of rolling the dice. So these older wines, the Grand Reserves, the Reserves are going to cost more than the Crianzas for this reason. I mean, you can age it yourself, of course, now you're taking the risk. And so the idea is that, you know, they take the risk for you ahead of time. When you buy the bottle of wine, you know that it's been, you know, firmly oaked, because usually these red wines are qualified this way, and been stored for long enough that it's ready for drinks. It's not too young, it's not going to be green, it's not going to be, you know, too... of course, you're not going to memorize all this word from me, but your idea of how this thing works, so you can...
It will be on the blog in video format.
Like, you're going on Google and say, what does DOC mean again? And look it up and know, like, these are levels of quality guaranteed by the government of France, or by the government of Spain.